What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the JeffMan316 Pop Culture Reporter channel. I'm your host, as always, JeffMan316. Yeah, no little funny intro or anything to this. This is a somber video as we pay tribute to an actor that I loved, especially growing up. I'll talk more about that. Donald Sutherland. His son, Kiefer, I saw on social media post for the first time I saw it was after work. I didn't get to see, look at social media at work today. I was real shocked to find out that his father, Donald, had passed away. So Kiefer said, with a heavy heart, I tell you that my father, Donald Sutherland, has passed away. I personally think one of the most important actors in the history of film, never daunted by a role, good, bad, or ugly. He loved what he did and did what he loved, and one can never ask for more than that. A life well lived. Pretty influential actor throughout my life as far as different moments in time. So I thought, I really do. I think he was a great actor. Obviously, he produced a son, Kiefer, that followed in his footsteps. But I thought I'd let you know a few movies that I liked featuring Donald Sutherland that I watched over the years. And I'm going to start out with two that he did two pretty memorable key cameos in. One was Beer Fest. I don't know if you guys know he was in that. I think it was their grandfather, the beer meister, whatever you want to call him, the one who came up with the secret formula for the beer that they made in there. He's got that really iconic, funny scene where he's sitting in the hospital dying on his deathbed, and as he's talking, he's chugging beers. That's pretty funny. He's got another really good, probably more of an extended cameo because he's in multiple scenes in Animal House. So he's got some range, man. He was a really good dramatic actor. Here, he plays, one of the professors who ends up dating or having an affair, whatever you want to call it, with a girlfriend of one of the frat house members. Pretty memorable scene with him. You get to see his non-tanned white ass, whatever you want to call it, in a scene. So watch out for that. But there's two movies that I remember him from growing up that I really wanted to mention in this video as a tribute to him. And the first one is a pretty iconic character. He played Hawkeye Pierce in the movie version of MASH. If you saw my Memorial Day video, I'd said that I picked this as one of my Memorial Day films you should watch every year. I love the movie MASH. I'm not such a big fan of the television series. He's pretty memorable in the role of Hawkeye Pierce. A little more low-key than Alan Alda's version of the character. I've got the VHS of that, man. I've owned every type. I've got the DVD, that Fox set, the 2-disc set, and the silver packaging. I've got this. It's got quite a few special features on it, but he does an amazing job in MASH. I think you guys should take a look at that if you haven't watched that in a while. But I know a lot of people pick like Kelly's Heroes and stuff like that. But the other movie, and it's probably just personal to me, because I grew up watching it with my dad, and I remember liking this movie. It was a remake. I'm going to go ahead and show you. I got a couple of key versions of this. Look, I still kept my VHS of this movie. It's the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I love these old MGM big box cases. I don't have many of those. It's almost like a clamshell style, but it's made out of cardboard. But he played the main character in this remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So I love this movie. Obviously, the original black and white is a classic, but I like this one the best. This came out in 1970. It was actually made before I was born, so I'm not as old as all the movies that I watch. So I owned the upgrade for quite a few years of the collector's edition made by a Shout/Scream Factory. This is a really good release. But I love this movie. He puts a lot of humor into the character. I remember seeing a Mad Magazine parody of this before I ever watched the movie, and they parodied, I think, the scene where he's a health inspector and he finds that rat turd in the food, and I didn't realize that was a real scene in the movie until I actually watched it. So Jeff Goldblum is in this. A lot of great actors, actresses. Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek is in this. Veronica Cartwright, who ended up being in the first Alien. But most recently, I purchased this Arrow version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I love this foreign release because it's got a slipcover. I often say these American releases, if you tilt them over, you lose some of the contents out of the box. They have slip covers on this thing. So I thought that was cool. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a very good remake. Very dramatic, just great acting all around, led by Donald himself. I like how as we say, the carpet didn't match the drapes there. But this is a great release, a great 4K Blu-ray release. The 4K is region free. I highly recommend this. It's a great upgrade for a great movie, featuring a great actor that we just lost. So, rest in peace, Donald Sutherland. We're going to miss you. I am. You're a staple to a lot of the movies that I grew up with. So I've listened to Donald do quite a few interviews over the year because I'm a fan. There was a couple quotes that I remembered, and I wanted to throw those up on here, and I'm going to read them to you that I think are pretty profound, especially now. So here's the first one. Success to me is not about fame or fortune, but about the ability to live a meaningful and purposeful life. So yeah, that rings true or whatever. And here's another one that I think really ties this video together where I can end with. I've always been fascinated by the power of silence and the emotions it can convey. Yeah, so that's so true. So I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching with my tribute to Donald Sutherland, and we're going to end it in a moment of silence.
It's my driver over here.
Captain Hawkeye Pierce.